I was intentional.
We're back. As you can see here, I was playing with settings a little bit, but that's all good. We've got Hamza here. He's going to talk about Godot. So we'll switch to picture-in-picture here. Be a little smaller there for you, but
We'll figure out what Godot is on the way.
yeah. What does it stand for? What does Godot stand for?
Oh, what does PHP stand for? Answer that, and then I'll answer the question.
I don't know.
Exactly. So you never ask what Godot stands for.
Camera's over here, by the way. You're
Okay,
wondering. Where are you
Huh?
going?
Huh?
Where are you going?
Standing in the middle.
You want me to turn the camera to you?
No.
Yeah, we're live.
All right. All right, team. Unfortunately, they called me to do this. So it's unfortunate for all of you, but I'll do my best. So what we're going to be going through here today is just the basics of Godot. What I'm going to be doing is just building a platformer using Godot. Godot is installed on all these computers, so I advise you, if you want, follow along. But yeah, with that, it's going to be I'm going to try to keep it as simple and as possible. Starting with assets, because I don't have any assets. So we're going to install some assets. So itch.io, I'm pretty sure everybody in game development knows itch.io, loves itch.io. And here, the top platformers, up here, the base, I think, of this, if you just go to browse, is just games. You got to switch that to game assets, pixel art, 2D, and platformer. And now we got all the platformer ones we could ask for. So I'm gonna just go ahead and pick Brachy's because I like Brachy. I watched his video recently, it's pretty nice.
Recently, you mean this morning and last night? And
Whoa. There's no need to try and expose me. It's not true. It's not. I'm a self-proclaimed Godot expert. If I click download, it should download. I downloaded. Let's go. So in these assets, there's there's actually sounds and music and fonts. Okay, I actually didn't know about this. But yeah, you can see in this one, there's going to be sprites, sounds, fonts. That's what kind of work we're going to be going through today. So sprites, let's just check out the sprites real quick. Let's look at the coin. GIMP. Why do you have GIMP installed?
because that's
Disgusting.
My Photoshop subscription ran out. I don't want to pay again because
You have so much money.
yeah, but they bumped the price.
They did?
Yeah, it's like $40 for a student license now.
That's tragic.
It's
Yeah.
not worth it.
It should look something like this, right? Just running this. This is just the coin assets, but we're going to be using these throughout. Let's see here. Platforms, fruit, night. Let's look at the night real quick, see what it looks like. All right, so you got idle animations, running animations. Kind of hard to see on this screen, but there's idle animations, running animations, death animations. We're not too worried about the death animations today, but the idle animations and the run animations are the important ones we're going to be using. So where the hell is this? And where the hell is Godot?
Well, that downloaded to the download folder.
That doesn't matter. Fix that along the way. All things to be fixed. Okay. Straight into Godot. You'll see this once you open it. Godot is also on Steam, so it's really handy that it's on Steam. So we're just going to go into new project. We're going to call this IEEE project. You're fine with this being on your OneDrive.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Oh, I can't save it to your OneDrive. This is truly tragic. Where are we saving this?
Put it on my desktop. It'll be fine.
It's gonna be a big file.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, you know what? We'll just new folder right here. And
In users?
in users,
No, put it on my desktop, dude.
there is no desktop. Oh, we're in the
Change the drive.
directory. Nah, we're going back to OneDrive. Actually, no.
Put it back, man. No.
Man, this is why I hate your computer.
That's fair.
Let's see here. Where are we saving this? Saving this in here, program. Saving this exactly where Windows is saved, so hopefully I can write a virus into this.
I don't like you did that, but that's fine.
Don't worry about it. What do you mean I couldn't create folder? All right, guys. So what I'm hearing is that Gavin is scamming me.
Move. Desktop.
See now, let's count.
Control C.
That's also in OneDrive.
Yeah.
Why didn't I just do it for OneDrive in the first place?
I don't know.
Man. Just do the thing, dude. Yeah, that's fine. You know what? Desktop. We'll create a new folder called IEEE. Fantastic. Look at that. Oh, it even has version control. Look at that, guys. Git, if you want to use Git. How many of you know how to use Git? No one? One. There was one nod. That's tragic, but it's okay. We have a workshop coming.
Git's actually really is like what you're going to use as your base Godot one, because you don't need, and it's free first and foremost. You can link it to your GitHub very nicely, and it's super basic to blend into Godot, and it's honestly just the way to go.
All right.
Use Git. Don't use
So this
Unity
is the
version
base
control or
screen you're
anything
going to
silly.
see in Godot. And this is for 3D. So let's kind of switch it to 2D, and then let's see what it looks like. All right, so we can see it's pretty simple. I mean, if you're overwhelmed, that's okay, because we're not going to be doing too much in this, because this is our main scene. So our main scene is just going to be a 2D node. We're just going to call this main. So first thing to know in Godot is that everything here, that little circle right there, that's called a node. In Godot, a node is what determines basically what the, how do I say it? A node is basically everything you're going to be using, from sprites to animations to anything that you'll be needing in Godot. It'll be through these nodes. So I'll show you an example in a different scene. So this is going to be our main scene up here in the top left, right next to unsaved. You can see a plus sign next to it and empty. That's for a new scene. So anything you do in Godot or anything you want to newly add, like a new character, a new enemy, new items, you're going to want to make a new scene for it and then instance it in. But I'll show you that in a second. So in this one, I want to create a character. So we're going to just pick other node, and we're going to start off with a character 2D. Nice thing about Godot is that a lot of things that it does for you. It's a lot of work done for you. So in this case, all I did was add a character body 2D, pressed F to center it, and we're going to go straight into it. So first, we need a sprite. So we're going to add a sprite node as a child of it. And you can still see there's a problem with it, that the node has no shape. But that's okay. We'll get to that in a second. So for the sprite, if you can see on the right-hand side, there's all the textures, offsets, animations, regions, transform. So we're going to just be adding the Godot icon SVG into textures. You can see the little guy right there. Look at him. He's so happy. So happy. This guy can become a devil if you're not careful. But we downloaded a couple of assets earlier, right? So let's get those in here. So where'd I download that? It's in the download folder. Oh, I gotta unzip it and everything. Man, your computer sucks.
Yeah, it's been stubborn.
A lot of stuff is happening. All right. So all I did was unzip that file and drag and drop it into this section right here. So right here is going to show you the file structure. So everything you'll need is going to be in here. So if we just click this, we can see all the fonts, the music, sounds, sprites. So let's change this sprite into a, where's the button? Where's the button? Change type. There it is. Look at that. I'm a genius. Like I said, self-proclaimed Godot expert. All right, let's add an animation sprite 2D, because that's the one we're going to be using. Character Annie for animation. So you can see it on the right side, the animation sprites. Where's the knight? There he is. New sprite frame. All right. So right here, you can see all the animations and all the animation frames that we're going to be using. And if you have any questions along the way, please feel free to ask. We're trying to waste as much time as possible. No, I'm kidding. So we're just going to change this to idle. And we're going to import some sprites. So if you didn't see right there, this button right here, little square with a bunch of grids in it, it's an add frame. add sprite frames. We'll go into brackeys, sprites, and then we'll go and open this. So as you can see, it kind of divvied up the sprites as they were. But we need these to be a little bit more singular. So let's go 8 by 8. Damn, your computer's slow, bro. And pick these 4 sprites. These are going to be your first idle sprites. So if you don't know how I changed that, right here on the right side, there's horizontal and vertical. Those are just going to be your spacings between grids. So 8 vertical means it's going to be an 8 by 8 instead of a 4 by 4. So making it a smaller pixel art, right? So let's add these 4 frames. We can see our little guy right there. Where is he? Because it's pixel art, it's gonna be really small. So you really have to zoom into this, but it's really blurry. Y'all can see that, right? It's really blurry. Here's the thing about Godot. Godot being a 2D, very 2D based engine, it doesn't usually use pixel art all the time. So when it is trying to use this pixel art, it's trying to smooth all the edges, whereas pixel art is very hard on the edges. Know what I mean? So we'll just go into import, texture 2Ds. I believe it's one of these. It's one of these. No. Closer. I'm blaming his computer for this. It kind of got better right there. Nah, that's a normal map. Wait for it. Wait for it. Nah. Like I said, bro, I'm a self-proclaimed Godot expert. It's one of these. That was the first one. No, you bitmap. Nah, you're lying. All right, we're just gonna leave it like this for now. Don't worry about this. These sharp edges, they're supposed to be here. Guys, come on.
That's better. You can always just go watch the Bracky YouTube tutorial.
Exactly. That guy has it down pat. I'm not gonna lie. That guy just knows. He just did it real quick, bro. He clicked one button and said, nah, bro, this is it. All right. But regardless of that, let's add a collision body 2D. Where's my notes? All right. So now this collision body 2D, we're just gonna add a shape to it. Nice little shape around my little knight guy right here. That's good enough. What a great guy right here. And we'll name this character. So now we want to add movement, right? Now we've got the character, he's got a collision shape, there's no errors. You know, no one likes errors. Compilers be compiling all the time for some reason. I don't know. They always yap. So if we click on character body 2D, there's a little button up here, little script button up here that says attach new script. This is where Godot is really handy. In Godot 3, they didn't have it that you could go off a character-based template, but they give you a character template just to work off as a basic movements for a platformer. So if I just click create, it should create a very nice and normal script for us. Jump, moving left, right. So let's try that out real quick. So right here, this button is instancing a child scene. So when we talk about child scene, talking about the character, that's a child scene. There we go. Now he's in here. Where is he? Where's my little guy? Oh, look at him. Look at him. Look how happy he is. And we'll call this main. Right. See, for the all intents and purposes, I'll be making sound effects myself for this. So if we run this scene, something should happen. Something is running somewhere. It's just loading. Because You kind of, do you see that there? Kind of on the left side, you could see him falling. But let's try a little bit more. Let's add a camera, just as that. And so if you didn't see right there, I added a camera using the add scene. It created it as a node right on the main scene, and I just dragged it to make a child of this character.
Hamza, would you like me to walk you through how to fix your pixelization issue?
Do we want to fix this pixelization issue?
Go to project,
Okay,
project settings,
okay.
down onto textures, rendering. Keep going, down more, textures, rendering. Nope, too far.
Too far.
Rendering, textures there. Linear, nearest.
Guys,
Look how
self-proclaimed
crisp that
Godot
boy
expert.
is.
What did I tell you? Self-proclaimed. Thank you.
Just watch the Bracky video to see where that fix
Bro,
was.
stop. Don't expose me. Okay. So we're just gonna enable a few things here. Not really. So now that we have the camera on him as a child, it should follow him. Let's run the scene and whee! That was actually kind of funny watching him fall like that. But to change that, we have to change the zoom. So if you can see it, there it is. There's a purple border right around the character, and it's huge. And let's lower that down by just changing the zoom. I changed to 4 just because, seems like a good number. He's still falling. That's okay. That's okay. He's still falling. But you know what? We'll save him a little bit. Let's add a. Is it an area 2D? Yes, area 2D. And a collision shape. So we'll be coming back to an area 2D soon, just to explain what it does. But right here, I create an area 2D and then create a collision shape because an area 2D cannot exist without a collision shape. I'm just going to set that collision shape to a world boundary. Move this character a little bit up. So just a little explanation as to what a world boundary is. This will just show, this little blue line, this will just show how far, not how far, this blue line extends basically to one edge of this world to another. And it'll basically act as a stopping point for anything there. So let's test it out. I went through it. I got scammed. That's what happened just now. Now you see. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Something's off here. No, I did not need anything to add anything to the character because the character has a collision shape. And this collision shape should be colliding with this, but it refuses to collide with it. So we're going to put it down there. Save it. He's still falling. And for what, people? And for what? Someone pull up that Bracky video because we're going through this. No, I'm kidding. Of course it does. He's right there. Look, you can see it. I hope. Yes, by default, they're all on the layer. That doesn't matter all too much. You know what does matter? A tile, because we want to make this look pretty. Now let's break this real quick by adding a tile map. Let's break this further than it already is. Tile map. No, not as a child of the area 2D. All right. We've been through some game development like Unity and Unreal. You've used Unity. What's Unity's tile map like? It's kind of fun. Okay. Okay. We're about to find out, my friend. We're about to find everything out by ourselves. So Bracky had a world tile map, thankfully. We'll drag a new tile set. Where's my tile set? Load it in. Please work. Quite frankly, I blame Gavin's computer. Honestly, this thing is running mad slow. Why you no work? Wait a minute. Wait a damn minute. This is a PNG file. This is a PNG file. This is truly tragic. But let's just create a new tile set anyway. Da, 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 da. Physics layer. No, it's not. No, 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 it's not. Don't worry about it. Don't Can you fight this, please? See that, guys? I'm a genius. So you know what happened there? So you go into tile map. Up here, you create a new tile set just to be sure. Tile set up here. Just create a new tile set for now. And down here, where it says tile map and tile set, you can just drag and drop that PNG in. Now, what do you notice when looking at this? When looking at this tile set right here, is there something that maybe you would notice? It's a big picture. There's some areas that are grayed out. That's because Godot takes the time to auto tile it for you, so you don't have to pick out all the tiles separately. So in some cases, it doesn't do it correctly. Like this tree. This tree right here is broken up into multiple sets, but I kind of want it to be one big set, right? So we're just gonna select a couple of these, and then we're just gonna delete those. I didn't mean to do that. And then we don't need that. Da, 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 da. Where is it? Where is the rectangle tool? I need it. Da, da, da. You know what? For now, we'll fill it in, but there is a rectangle tool. Also, if you want to get rid of these, you can just press delete on one of the sprite, one of the areas you want to delete it, and just press delete. Not the node. Please, God, not the node. I went through enough trouble. You can just right click, delete, or you can press the eraser and then just delete these. But yeah. So here, we're just gonna select a few tiles. Well, if it'll let me. Select the tile. And then that's fine. Why won't you let me paint? Ah, you see this? Look at that. It's beautiful. So to paint stuff on with tile map, all you have to do is go down here where we set up the tile set, tile map, and then just make it. It should pick out all of the ones separately, automatically. So what we saw here, all these ones that are selected, we can use them to paint right here. There's a button up here that says paint, and then you can just hold left click and draw as you wish, or hold right click to remove as you wish. There's other tools here like rectangle as well to do that, but we don't want that. So let's place a couple of these down, see what happens, right? Let's just run this real quick. He should. There he goes. Goodbye, soldier. He just fell through it. That's because there's no physics in these tile maps. So let's try and add a little physics. Pray for me. So right on the right side, you have a physics layer. You can just add that element. and the collision layer will be collision 1 and collision mask will be collision 1. That all that means is just that they will be marking everything that's on layer 1 and mask 1. So you can, let's just add a property here to add that physics layer, and you can see what kind of physics it's going to add. So if we zoom in, right, it popped up after I clicked physics layer property 0 with a blank blue box, and then you can just click on any of the tiles to add a physics to it so that things can collide with it. So I'm just going to add a bunch here, 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 here. So now that I've added a little bit of physics to it, I hope to God this works. Please. We'll have physics. Okay. This, for all intents and purposes, should work. Look at that, guys. I'm a genius. What I say, self-proclaimed Godot expert. Tile maps, people. Tile maps. Isn't that great? All right. Just to move around a little bit, see if everything's working. He's moving mad fast, but that's okay. So you can draw on whatever you wish here at this point, but I wanted to do a little bit more with this tile map, but because these don't look right. All these physics layers just don't look right. So what you can do is these little corners, you can just drag to fit your object. That don't look right. No, it's busted. Guys, I broke it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Don't worry, I'm a self-proclaimed Godot expert. Now we add that to this. Ah, look at that. It's beautiful. All right. So I believe this button is to look at that. 10 out of 10. It worked just as I intended. All right. I'm kidding. All right. Let's adjust these ones so that they're not too far in the way either. It's important to remember when doing this, what is that? Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's gone. It's important when doing this is that you want to try and line these up as much as possible, these collision shapes, because if they're not aligned with the other collision shapes, then your character kind of gets stuck and then you can't figure out the problem. It's a collision problem. It's always a collision problem.
Another thing to consider is also if it's really important, um, especially for player hitboxes, a lot of times you want to make them slightly smaller or basically whatever you think is going to favor the player more, lean that way because a lot of the times if it's pixel perfect, it'll feel unfair to the player too, right? So like these colliders on this, you could adjust them so that if you wanted to make the lips, for example, a little bit longer, you could. That way the players can hover off it a little bit, just so that they don't fall into the pit immediately, sort of thing, right? Just optimize it towards the player experience.
So I just added it there just to test a little bit if the collision is going to work properly. So let's just run this, see how it works. God, I hope this works. Please work. Gavin, wasn't this a $3,000 computer? Why is this thing so damn slow? It's working. Guys, what I tell you, self-proclaimed Godot expert. Look, it's not even stuck. I lied. Every second of what I just said was a lie. Stuck. See, that's what I mean. It does get stuck in certain occasions because of the collision shape. So let's try and fix that real quick. Tile set. Ah, you see that right there? The overlap. The overlap is big. I don't know what's going on here. I did change it. I swear I did. I got scammed. I changed the wrong one. Now I have to go back and change this one. Wait a minute. There we go. Ah, look at it. It's almost perfect, which is good enough for our case. Let's try this out. Guys, I'm on genius behavior right here. All right. All right. So that's a tile map. Now, I wouldn't make this scene very pretty, except I'm not an artist. So we'll just add a few little things in here, we'll add a little tree. Why not? This is, look at that. Small tree. Wait for it. Big tree. It seems pretty reasonable to me, right?
Can make an even bigger tree.
Oh, we can make the biggest tree in the world. Watch. And because these don't have any collisions, bigger tree. And because these don't have any collision, the player should not be colliding with any of these. Oh, whoops. Ah, Gavin, I'm so glad you mentioned it. If we go into our character scene, and if we go into, where is it? Where is it? No, no, but yes, it's ordering. Guys, self-proclaimed Godot expert. Don't worry about it. Now, now we changed his character index to 5. He should be. Ah, beautiful. Look at him go through this sprawling vastness of nature. All right. So now that we have this, I'm kind of bored on staying on one level all the time. You know, I feel like there needs to be a variety of somewhat kind of levels, right? Oh, that's a fantastic question, Gavin. Let's start with platforms. So a platform, we have and and and, and I can't spell. Okay, so we take this animatable body 2D. The reason why we take an animatable body 2D is because we can attach an animation player to it, and then it can move and loop on a specific movement. So like a position, platform moving left, right, right? So what does this thing need? Guess what? Collision shape. Oh my God. It's all these collision shapes, I swear. Okay, let's add a sprite. And let's add a, we'll wait on the collision shape for a second. Take this sprite. Oh, look at that. Look at my beautiful platforms, guys. Amazing. Now, where's the button I was looking for? There it is. Kind. So there's a bunch of sprites right there, right? So there's a green one, there's a brown one, there's a orange one, there's a blue one for every different type of biome. So to change that, we go into region, enable it, and edit the region. So what this will do is just bring it down to the sprite we need. So we're going to just scale this however we wish. So right here, here, and I keep right clicking and it's not very good for my soul. There you go. And now we have a beautiful platform. Isn't it wonderful? So now at this point, we can add a collision shape, and then we can give this one a rectangle. Ah, why? Why again? Guys, sometimes it can be finicky, and that's okay. Nothing ever goes perfectly right in coding. And then we'll just save it, call it a platform. Seems pretty simple, right? Now let's just add the platform in here, instance the scene, boom, platform, 10 out of 10. And we'll place this thing right up here. Move the character a little bit to the right. So I hope we can jump on this platform. We'll look at that, guys. 10 out of 10 platform. But can't really jump through the platform. You guys remember what was that one game on the mobile that was like Flappy Bird that you could jump through, like Doodle? Is it Doodle? I remember that game. If you don't remember that game,
Play
that's
mobile
okay.
games. I don't play real ones.
This cap, that's straight lies. You play League. That's a tragedy. So, so what's a way to let the character just jump through it? Well, the nice thing about Godot is one-way collision. So now, if we save this, go to our main scene, we should. Oh my God, self-proclaimed Godot expert, guys. What I tell you, I'm an actual genius. Look at the scene is really coming along. I mean, look at it. It's beautiful.
Halfway to World 1-1.
Isn't that really the goal we're after here? The absolute basics. So now that we have a platform, what's next? Let's add something to pick up at the platforms, right? It's a platformer. You love to collect things, Mario's coins. Everybody loves Mario's coins. So let's add some of those. Let's create a new scene and call it, then we need an area 2D. Hopefully this one works. A sprite, and of course a collision body 2D. All right. So actually, we're going to change the sprite into a animated sprite because we are going to be animating this. New sprite frames, animation. All right. So we're back on this scene. Just for a little preface, we changed the sprite into an animated sprite. We went on sprite frame on the top right, create a new sprite, and then we just clicked on it. So this is just going to be called coins. So let's just drag our coins in here. That's not what I wanted. No, not the sprite. All right, we can just delete that one, and then let's take this coin. That's a lot of, let's go. I'm pretty sure this is 8 by 8. I lied. What is this? Give it a second. Give it a second. Gavin's computer is mad slow, apparently. I will not stop bullying your computer because this is tragedy, bro. Nah, bro. I think you're wrong. No, it's not. No, 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 no. You goofy, 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 goofy. This is supposed to. Yes. That's what I did, no? It's too big. It's too big. All right. Okay. What about fours? It's 12. It's multiple. Guys, it's multiple of fours. Who didn't know that? Come on now. Oh, my fault, OG. And then we'll just add all these sprites in. Or well, up till here. Because that's a full circle, I hope. That's okay. We don't need the second half. And we'll save this scene as the coin. And we'll give it a collision shape so that it stops being mad at us, because everything in coding just gets mad at you for everything you do. All right, so let's just try and play around with it for a second. Nice. It's beautiful. Self-proclaimed Godot expert. All right, let's change this frame speed though, because it's going at 7 frames a second. Let's move that a little bit faster to 10? 12? Here, binary. Okay, so it's beautiful. Now let's put our coins in here.
We wanted in relation to the different frames that you have.
Look at this. It's beautiful coin. It gets placed down here. And we can move over to it.
It's not rotating.
It's not rotating. God, I hope it's rotating somewhere. Ah, you see why it's not rotating? Because I don't. There it is. There's a button called autoplay on load. Guys, what I say, self-proclaimed. Ah, it's beautiful. Guys, look at it. Look at what I've made.
That's peak gameplay.
This is purely a team effort. Great job, everybody. So we can just go over this coin and whatnot. All right. That's a fantastic point. Absolutely. You know what? We'll work on that right now. We'll work on that right now. So what we'll do is in our area 2D, in Godot especially, these are very handy. They're signals. So when you first create a script, there's no template for picking up coins. So we'll have to create a new script, a default script, and just name it coin.gd, which is off a GD script. All these processes, nah, don't matter. All gone. Nah, I should explain those. So just for a little footnote, ready function executes once at the start of your program. So once you load in your level, this will run once and it will never be run again throughout that level. Process is called every frame. So it's kind of a variable. So it calculates per frame, the distance between one frame to another, rather than 60 frames straight on. So
delta.
Delta? So delta is the multiplication of time. So when we're using processes and actually multiplying speed and whatnot, you'll see in when I get to building an enemy that when you're adding speed and whatnot, they become really fast because of the process. So you need to multiply their speed by delta so that it can be per frame. So
Per second.
Yeah, it's basically calculates the time between each frame so that the character isn't moving super fast, but to the refresh rate of your monitor. Right?
So you have the graphics card putting out a certain number of frames per second. But then you also have a visualization of what you're seeing in the actual real time. If those two blocks are not running in conjunction, you get really weird things that require this whole system of internal element. So that you slow down your computer. In fact, if you remember the old computers, when they changed the clock rate, they used to have this thing called a turbo button. Turbo button was if you were playing on a really good game, you would put on the turbo button. What it would do is disconnect or frame rate from the clock side of the display. But if you're playing other games, they try to stab Delta already in, and so because of that, we then like this game go crazy. So we come about practice again. There are also games out there that used the time and the frame rate respectively because of that, like on the tick here, to control durability of items. And there were yeah, yeah, and it literally was harder to play the game on a good PC because your shit would just degrade so quickly.
All right. So how many of you caught that and understood that?
You might see, for example, like frame limiters. That's one of the reasons why frame limiters existed.
Makes sense. Yeah. So what I've done here is added a signal to basically itself, just to say that, hey, something is entered here and it's a body. So in this case, the signal is going to go when a body shape enters it. So remember how we made a character body 2D earlier for the character? This will what trigger that. So we're just going to print a simple statement. I need to clear up on my Python. And then score, just call it score +1, right? So realistically, what should happen here is that main should run and we should get a printable statement every time we go over the coin. So guys, self-proclaimed Godot expert. So now that this is going, there might be a slight problem here, but I'll get to that in a second. I just realized I really don't like these platforms. I don't like the one standstill platform, you know? So I think it's time to add a little some to it. So we're going back to the platform. What we can do here is have a animation player. Why do I keep saying animation? An animation player. So what this will do is it's a very powerful tool. So I'm just going to call this moving. And we'll add a track for the position of this. So if we go to transform, its current position is 0, 0, right? So with the animation player, that. So that's its set point, 0. So we can see here, it's kind of highlighted. I don't know if you can if you can see it right there, but it's highlighted on how many seconds something's going to happen. So within 1 second, if I move this right to about 70 pixels and then set a new keyframe, it's perfect. But let's put it on autoplay, just loops. It's not smooth, but that's because I'm a fool. That's why. So you can see it right there, but it's always restarting, right? So right down here, you can click it again. It's called animation looping. So what it'll do is go from 1 second back and forth, right? So what is working smooth? This is Gavin's computer. It's not me. It's not me. It is smooth. All right. So let's autoplay this on load. And this platform up here should be moving now. I hope so. Moving. We got that going for us. Let's go. So I'm not quite sure what happened here. No, it's at frame 0.
No, but is there an offset in the animation that moves it down?
No, there shouldn't be. Because so to answer Doc Brown's question, it's this animatable body to right here has 2 keyframes. One at starting 0 and then one at 1 second. So I'm basically started at first 0, moved it over about 70 pixels, and then I set the other keyframe in 1 second. So
But is your origin on set at the object?
should be. Now look at it go.
Yeah, position there was 0, 0. Okay.
So we'll do that for a second, and then we'll call on our platform. Probably because we didn't reload the platform. No, it just doesn't like to move. It doesn't like to be where it's at. It's mostly because, actually, I do know the reason why. Because this is set to position 0, 0, on set, it'll think that auto loading is going to be at position 0, 0 rather than position X, and right. So you know what we'll do?
The best way to do the key to make it relative.
That's too much work. So here's what we'll do. Animation player right in the scene, because I'm like that.
That's one way to make it relative, is to put it in the scene.
We're putting it in the scene. All right, we'll start at keyframe 0 or wherever this keyframe is. And then we'll go to 1 second. And then second keyframe. I did that wrong, but that's okay. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Guys, when have I ever strayed you guys on the wrong path? Don't answer that question. Let's move that a little bit to the right. Above this tree. You know what? It'll move up too. I'm not bothered with moving it. We'll see how this looks. Okay, so it kind of moves up in a slant. Ah, look at it, guys. It fixed it. Self-proclaimed Godot expert, like I told you. Beautiful work from me. So now we have that working. Let's kind of put the coin in its way, just to show you what my problem, the problem I would find earlier would be. So start it here. It's an area 2D, so I'm not too worried about it. Pretty sure, yeah. But you can see the point still stands that score +1 still goes off, even though the character isn't touching it, right? So let's try and fix that real quick. So what we'll do,
It's going square +1 every time it's collided with.
so what it's doing is, because the platform is an animatable body 2D, it's taking it and saying, hey, look, there's a body in here. It's not the right one that you're looking for, but there's a body in here, so I still have to output it. So to fix that is taking our character body 2D, and we have to change the, where is it? Collision. So we go from layer 1 to layer 2. Simple as that. Layer 2 on it. So then we go to the coin, and on coin, we don't need 1. So let me explain these layers a little. No, I'm not supposed to change the layer. So what this is doing is, this is detecting layer 1. This is saying that I can collide with things on layer 1. Mask is saying I want to collide with things on a different layer while being on layer 1.
Hamza, like,
What do you want?
your platform is on 1, your character is now on 2, where your character falls through the platform.
No. We'll test that in a second. So we'll change the mask to 2, and hopefully it'll work. And if it doesn't, we'll take this layer off. We hope and we pray, boys. We hope and we pray. Where's my animation? There it is. Okay. I pressed a button. Some, yep. And then there's a score +1. Yeah, Eric, take that. So I heard you. All right. So let me explain a little bit about what that is. So, like I explained earlier with the coin is on layer 1, so it still wants to collide with things on layer 1. But because I changed the mask of the player to 2, sorry, the layer of the player to 2, so it's only going to be colliding with things on layer 2. The mask itself. No, so this is only the mask is colliding with layer on layer 2.
The layer is where I am.
Exactly. So you can hover over it and kind of see right there. This is layer, yeah. Object A can detect a contact with object B only if object B is in any of the layers that object A scans. So when it's scanning mask 2, it's scanning layer 2. So that's just one little small way to differentiate from it. So now that we don't have that problem anymore, what's next on my list? All right. These coins still aren't working completely. We need to queue free these coins at the end of the day. I love queue freeing things. So if a body enters it, just queue free. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. I should also mention, if you are running this, there's like 3 things at the top right there. There's a movie clip, another movie clip, and then like a YouTube play button on it. The big movie clip, is for running the current scene. The right one is for running a specific scene, and then this one I believe is for running the main scene, which we determined was our main. But I just like running the regular scene. So score +1. Look at that. It's gone to, oh my God, might as well be a Godot expert. So we'll play this. Yeah. Everything should work as intended. I pressed the wrong button. Look at that. Bink, bink, bink. Ah, it's working just how I intended it to work. Kind of. So now that pickup is working, I kind of want this player to die. I want this knight dead. So we're gonna actually put that into this area 2D right here. But we're gonna delete that. And we're gonna create a new scene of that with an area 2D and call this the kill zone. All right. So this kill zone should have a collision shape. Then put a world boundary on it and hope to God this world boundary works. All right. We'll instance this in. Give it a second. Give it a second. Man, Gavin, I really hate your computer. You know that? That's okay, though. And we'll run this like this and hope that he doesn't fall through. He fell through. That's okay. So what we're going to do here is attach the script. Same kind of body entered. So body entered. Work. Wait a minute. It's because it doesn't have a script on it, guys. Why didn't you guys tell me this? God, it's like you guys aren't even following. God, I'm kidding. So we'll add a body entered, connect it. So what we want to do here is just, if anybody enters it, admittedly, yes, but we'll get tree dot reload current scene. So all that'll do is when we touch it, it'll just refresh the scene from the start. I hope. Every single time. Look, he fell forever. This is a true tragedy. We're about to find out. Ah, see, guys, self-proclaimed Godot expert. What I tell you, I fixed this every step of the way. Don't don't start clapping yet. We still got way too long to go. So everything so far is working as we intended it to. So the world boundary, like I said, it goes to one edge of your entire engine to the other. So it's infinitely scaling. So no matter how big you build this, if I fall off any edge, I need to fix that collision shape. But if I fall off any edge, I should be able to always come back because of the world boundary. Right? So, guys, God, I can't believe we fixed it. Thank you. That's what I really needed. So What's next? Tile map. We're back to the tile map. Are we? Yeah. Okay, so with this tile map, we kind of just have a very basic set of things. We just have a base set of one block of everything. One block on this row to fix all those. But I kind of want a background. So what we can do is break it down, not dance. But let's see, where is the thing? I'm gonna make a background.
A background.
Background.
Oh,
Background.
lovely.
Using
Yeah,
using the
give
sound.
us some parallax.
No. Go away.
Kindly shut up.
I don't actually have the sprite for a parallax here. So a parallax in Godot, if I remember correctly, works that you just give it an image in the background, any background image you have, and you have to set it into certain categories, and it'll kind of go through that sector, parallaxing through that sector. So now that we have a background layer and a normal layer, we can just select any of these, and let's just try and make it look nice. That's okay. Don't worry about it. You know why? Because you move it behind. Guys, self-proclaimed Godot expert. I hope this works how I intend it to work, but we're about to find out. I'll just smack that on there too. All right, so let's run the scene, see what happens. Guys, it's beautiful. Every single time I press the wrong button. As far as I'm concerned, this is working just how I intended it to work. Right.
But Hamza, it's just printing the word score +1.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy, bro. What do you want from me?
Can you give us like a score variable? Can you give us a score on the screen?
I guess we could add that. Yes, I'm kidding. We're about to I was gonna create an enemy for you to fight, but I guess you don't want it. You want
I mean, I'll take an enemy first. And
nah,
then we got a
no,
score.
you got a score counter now.
Oh, okay.
So here's the thing about a score counter, right? A score counter has to be done through usually something that can hold it. So, and everything needs to be updated within that scene. So when I say that, I'm going to show you a second. I'll call this one Game Manager.
Like a UI layer.
That's crazy. So all I did was just now add a Game Manager and a label, and that label is just going to hold our score. So we'll just call this score. And we'll put in score X. Man, that's really ugly. What do I do about that? I actually don't know what I do about that. You thought. No, there is a way to change the current font of the. Where is it though? I'm just trying to find it. No. Could be. No, nothing. If we touch theme, I think I'll be stuck here forever.
Go to the displayed text. See what's in there.
This is text.
No, not that. It was below.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, see if anything's in there.
No.
No?
No. There is one. I know there is. Font. Where is the font? Guys, I'm an actual genius. Don't worry. I've used this engine at least once before. It's okay, I found it. So
Found it.
just to find a filter, just quickly, there is a filter properties button that you can just type font into. And it should show up under themes, fonts, and then I have a font right here.
So much crisper.
And it's pixel art. Look at that. It's beautiful.
Gorgeous.
So
South Center.
now we get into the nitty gritty of coding. Anyone know how to code in here? Because I really don't. So now, so now, fixing x. So the score is going to be an integer value, right? So we're going to this one or this one. It was this one, guys. Don't you worry. We'll take score, and we'll just put it into process delta. Var score equals 0, right? And then in here we can type text dot I remember this. I remember this. I remember this. I remember this. Don't you worry about it, guys. Anyone got a Google search on hand, please? Guys, I'm kidding.
Oh, what keys are you hitting?
It's yours.
I literally have zero issues with my computer ever. You're hitting weird stuff. You're fat fingering keys and blaming my
No,
computer.
it's your tiny keyboard.
It
Your
is very
tiny,
small
tiny
because it's
keyboard.
half a screen.
So what we're gonna do is just gonna, in quotes, write score space plus score.
Well, what's text?
Text is this right here.
Yeah, but how's it gonna find it?
Well, because we're already writing a script within this actual node, the label node, we can just call upon any properties it actually has. So if we want to change, say, visibility, so we can just change. Nope, that's not used, not visible.
But that was actually fair though. Spelling hard.
Yo, listen, bro. Visible, it's a hard word, okay? Okay. So at the start, what this should do is not display it. We can see that the score is at the very top of our player. This player is going to fall down. And hopefully that's going to say, it's going to break, but that's okay.
No.
Ah, there it is.
Like
There's the break. I called it.
You got to two-string that.
Oh, no. I can just surround it in a string concatenation.
Let's go scores off. Well, it's
Please work.
encapsulation, right?
Ah, you
Or,
see?
sorry, it's
Now we can see it's not there because we turned off
Has to be.
visibility. So let's just reset this, run it,
Yeah. It's because Godot has flexible
and scores right there.
all the type
Now,
bars. So you have
no, the score doesn't currently go up. So
cool.
here's the point of getting the coin. So what we're going to do is change this. We're going to delete this node. We're going to add coin. Well, we're not going to add that. An instance of coin, huzzah, and this coin will be here, right? So now this coin needs to communicate with the score label, right? So how do I get it to communicate with the score label? One neat thing about Godot is that even if there's a hierarchy like this, we can still work with it. So if I just click, drag over to my code, hold control and press left click, it can create a hierarchy and to the position of that label, right?
Part about
At on ready just means that whenever the scene is loaded, it will call to this path. And this, as long as it's in the same path, it should be calling upon that method.
fancy.
So now score, we're going to make another function called underscore process. We're just going to put this in process delta because it doesn't need anything special. So score.text, actually score.score terrible coding practice. Don't do that. Plus equals. Actually, what am I doing? That's exactly what I was just doing. I don't know what you're talking about. Guys, what do you guys think doing? +1. So,
Code.
exactly.
Every frame, only do it when you
Guys,
need to.
did you not see me writing that in the process? That was to give you guys an example of what not to do.
Hamza's the expert on what not to do.
Exactly. I'm filled with things I'm not supposed to do. All right. Realistically, this should work, but I have no clue because I haven't tested this.
That's going. You did it!
Guys, I'm a self-proclaimed Godot expert. What I tell you?
Look at him go.
All right. So there's a bunch. Let's add a bunch of coins and actually make a level out of this because I'm kind of sick of looking at this the whole time. Actually, I won't do that because I'm lazy. We'll just add a node here, and just for organization purposes, we'll just put put the node inside the coin node inside this, and then just dupe the hell out of this coin and place it everywhere. Coins, coins, coins. We'll put it up there so that we have to travel our way there. And then we'll put one behind us just to switch it up a little bit, you know? Have little changes in. And then we can just change this one to coins for organizational purposes. Exactly. It broke. It broke, guys. What null instance? Oh, I understand why. Don't worry, guys. I'm self-proclaimed Godot expert. Now, if we do this again, so what it was doing, if you didn't see the difference, there was an extra dot dot. There was a one less dot dot slash to get into the right file directory.
Because you moved your coin into the coins node, it was basically
So
the wrong folder.
here's a neater way to do this, right? So where's the thingy? Access as a unique name. So once we access that as a unique name, oh, wait a minute. Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And then, so that's a lot more manageable than seeing all those dot dot slashes, dot dot slash. So this Godot can actually assign unique variable names to certain objects, and you can call those certain objects based on that specific unique name. So obviously the downside is that it's unique and that you can only have one. So please work how I intend it to work. 1, 2, collision box failure. 3, 5. Guys, I know, right? All right. Sub. On the coin? Yeah, sure. Yeah. So the coin script is actually really simple, but the key point is to remember to assign. Oh, the score. So the score is just a simple process function saying that the text equals score and then the integer, right? So, but the biggest important thing to remember is the assigned variable, is the uniquely assigned variable, because that's what we're calling. And if that goes away, then this will break real quick. So, with that being said,
Bad guy.
sorry,
Bad guy.
what?
Villain. Enemy.
Yes,
Enemy.
we have now time to make an enemy. All right. So, new scene, and then we'll make it in. No, I just need the node. I need the node. We're gonna make it another area 2D. Gamba. We're gonna name it enemy. Add a animated sprite, 2D, and a collision shape. So go back to it, press F to center, and zoom all the way in. So the animated sprite doesn't have anything yet, so we'll give it a new sprite. Enemy idle. Call that enemy idle, right? Sprites, and then we can add the sprite. We're gonna add a purple slime. This is a 4x4, but it's not. You gonna change it? It did a pretty good job. So let's play this real quick. It's going pretty slow, so we'll just go by 12. Okay, maybe not that slow, by 8. That's the enemy idle. So we can add a new frame to this, or we could continue on. I'll probably add a new frame to this because I like the running animation. So you can click this button right here for animation, for adding a new animation. And then we can just go back to the sprite and go 4x6 again. Maybe not 4x6. It's not 4x3. Guys, it's 4x3. Who didn't know that? So now that this is here, look at him. Look how angry he is. Okay. So enemy running. So now we can add a collision shape to it. It's slightly finicky, but that's okay. But look at him go. So now that that's done, we can bring it back over. Not new node. We can add a new instance of it and bring in our enemy. Where is he? This guy right here. All right. So right now he's just going to be sitting there, right? If we go back to the enemy, we'll probably delete this folder right here. This animation, because I don't like it. I like this animation. So we're gonna auto play this on load with this button right here. And then let's walk over to the little guy, see what he's up to. Look at that. He's still going. He's going. All right, but he needs a little bit of movement, right? But because I'm lazy, we're gonna add an animation player, just like the platform. Realistically, what you can do is add raycasts to this. If I extend this further, I could probably have walls and then have a raycast. If you're colliding, then it just flips where it's looking and walking that way. Right? So, create a new animation. Let's call it movement. So, let's get this little guy. Let's get this little guy moving. This isn't the best way to go about this, but for the sake of this and for time's sake, we'll just have to make it work for now. So
Put any variable, like any properties on the keyframe
So-
animation track. It's cool.
another nice thing about this is that you can actually call a method within your animation player. So there's a call method track, and then you can just pick any one of those, and then, oh God, where's the method? Where's the thingy? Invoke it, but that's okay. That doesn't matter. And then if we just shift move him all the way here, he's going to be behind the coins, but that's okay. Go to ordering. We'll just move up his Z index real quick. So this is another body. So thankfully he did. Oh, huh? I didn't set a keyframe. And transform keyframe. Look at him go. Isn't he a happy little chap? He should. So that's the point of raycasting, right? So raycasting, as long as raycasting is colliding, so the point is to add some kind of raycasting eventually to it. So let's see here. If I added raycasting, which would be in here, raycast, and then just really shorten this down. Move this to the right. If it wants to move, thank you. Ah, thanks. So, what do you mean? No, it's supposed to. So if it was to the right and I said is colliding, it wouldn't actually be colliding into anything because it's not hitting anything. Yeah. So there's no walls here to collide with. So it doesn't need to collide with anything. So the raycasting doesn't have to point left or right. If it's pointing down, it's colliding with something constantly. So when it's not colliding, switch shapes and switch direction. Right? So sorry.
Because otherwise the raycast will be still thick.
Yes. So when I do show you this in a second, what the intent is that when the character comes to this edge and the raycast detects, oh, it's not colliding anything, flip the entire object and then come back this way. So realistically, animation player, not the greatest idea in the world because we're not going to be really moving this little guy anywhere. So let's attach this script to him, call it enemy, and note, get rid of this ready function because we don't need it. And then we're going to go position dot x plus equals. Now, I don't think it'll show because the camera's too far away. Yeah, he's a little too far away.
Put it that way, isn't he just going to move based off frame rate?
Yes.
No! He's gone.
He got lost. Where'd he go? Wait,
He's
what happened?
gone.
Where'd he go? I just saw him.
Yeah, but
Wait, no, run that back. Run that back.
You haven't coded him to care about the ledges yet.
Don't worry about that.
He's just going. Wait, does he fall off?
Oh, he just keeps going.
He's got no gravity.
He doesn't have gravity. What a crazy guy.
What a little goob.
What a little goofy goober. But it's okay. He doesn't need gravity. Is he gonna really be falling? No. So we're just gonna multiply this by delta real quick. So actually, we're not gonna multiply this by delta. I'm gonna change this to 30 because that's generally what you want the speed at, right? Like 30 something, maybe a little higher.
Use delta though, times delta.
No, but we will. But just to show you what happens when it's just 30. Did you see him? Did you see him?
Nope.
Yeah, I saw him for a split second. Now let's multiply by delta. See what happens.
He's still gonna go real fast. Oh, there you go.
So he doesn't care about collision shapes either, does he? Just walk straight over.
Strong.
So
He's not
if I walk over here, I get stuck. But no, he gets to move on.
Yeah.
Oh,
cheater. He's got MX.
Bro, that guy's got a problem, and I'm gonna fix it.
He's on God mode.
All right. So let's move him back over here, and hope to God that the collision works. So what we're gonna be doing is getting this raycast object. So with walls, how it works is that you need two raycasts. one for the right wall, one for the left wall, because you're just flipping the sprite. You're not flipping the whole thing. Sorry, I probably answered your question incorrectly, so my fault. So, but we're going to be trying to say that if it's colliding, then don't do anything. If it's not colliding, then flip the animation, right? And then we have to move it a different direction as well. So, God, I hope I remember how to do this. So
use a variable to choose direction.
So we will. So
yes,
let's get this raycast first. Get this on ready because it's already a child of it because it can get it immediately. So if raycast 2D is underscore is what is underscore if raycast 2D, I know this, I remember this.
We'll see if you can figure it out faster than I can check.
I just don't remember how to use anything.
There's collide with bodies, that's a rare boolean. There's collide with areas, also a body.
There's a function called is
colliding, yes. You just put is colliding with the brackets. It's a function, so you got to call it
is.
There you go. Is colliding probably equals true, I assume?
By default in Python, it assumes that it's true.
Okay.
So in GD script, you don't need to mention it. Let's just put pass here for a second.
One that just defaults to null.
So, do you have a question about this? Because I have plenty of questions. I have no idea what I'm.
So should the other part be in like an else statement then?
No. So if it is colliding,
yeah.
Equals false, then you can get the animated sprite.2D. So how this is working is because of the hierarchy. So the sign marks are just calling stuff within that node. Because everything is a node of the area 2D, I don't need to add any dot slashes or anything because that's the root node of this enemy. So dot flip h equals true, and else this won't work, but that's okay. It's all for making sense of how things work. False. Right. In theory, I actually don't know what'll happen, so this is gonna be interesting.
Just gonna catch fire.
Did he leave? He left.
Oh, he did switch though, because now that he switched as soon as he flopped.
He did switch.
He did switch. Now you just gotta get him to stop walk to the abyss.
Now here it's because we didn't declare speed. So if we do var speed equals 30,
you can also do minus equals in one and plus equals in
another. That's exactly what we're doing here.
Just copy and paste your statement inside the if else.
Yeah. Speed.
I appreciate using a speed one.
Yeah, so the position is going to be in here. I clicked everywhere and something went wrong with this computer. I don't know what just happened on this computer, but something just went wrong.
I can tell you're struggling. It's because it's, from this decade. It's too good of a computer for you.
Oh, say that to my PC at home.
Just make that minus equals, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. Gorgeous. Look at you go. Look at this man with a plan.
So, in the assumption that I know how to code,
yep.
In that same assumption I know how to code, this works.
Yeah, sadly you can't code like usual where you just have ChatGPT open the whole time.
Nah, it'll work. We're about to find out what's about to happen. So we'll put this character.
My bet that it's gonna go to it, it's gonna walk, and then it's gonna walk off the other platform because the hitbox.
He's gonna completely walk off. Watch.
Ah, he's losing it.
Wait, we know it flips,
No.
guys. Guys, it flips and it keeps the right direction.
He's flipping each way each time. It's because your collider isn't switching sides. Your raycast, it's not moving to the other side of the body, so it's confused.
Yes. The question is, what do we do about it?
Move the raycast position to the inverse.
That's a good question. If it's continuously, this is a great team effort, guys. I really appreciate it. We'll call this numb.
Yeah, the -1.
Yeah.
Hamza, instead of flipping the sprite and the positioning and stuff like that, why don't you can change the position, but instead of tracking like the sprite and changing individual things, grab the whole enemy object, flip its direction on the -1 on the render, its scale.
No.
No.
That's simple. That's a lot of words. I just said no.
That's would you like me to show you?
Huh?
Let me show you. It'll be fun. I want to show you something cool.
Guys,
Let me
hold
show
on.
you.
Or we can put two ray casts in and
No,
awesome
no.
computing power.
We don't need that. Here. Boom. Enemy. Okay, so we take enemy, right?
You learned how to do it.
Yeah. I got
So, it looks like someone's been listening.
I've
Look
been
at you,
listening,
Jose.
Oh, thank you. Should be that, yeah. Times equals?
Because you're just
Oh, 'cause
making
yeah,
it
yeah,
run.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Making it run.
That's right. And then on the other one, we'll do the inverse. Which I guess technically you just put it like that as well, because what's that? Pull it out and then just leave it as plus equals. Oh, what the hell happened there?
No, this isn't gonna work. This isn't gonna work. No, I know this is gonna work
Doesn't
because
matter,
this
man.
position is gonna be screwed up. Because this position is gonna keep going, try to go left, go right. So this position needs to change and
Okay,
be,
shut
have
up.
speed be multiplied by -1 rather than be.
Where's the little guy? Low?
Give it a second. Oh, you did the wrong one. You did the wrong.
Oh, yes.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Yeah, just,
Why is it open? Oh, it's because you downloaded it on Steam. It's a little weird. Okay. I mean, he's doing something.
he's up to something weird, and I'm not sure what. What do you mean?
Hmm.
That's okay. That's how AI always works.
It's just on the one, you think?
It's a great team effort.
You want that? Because you. Let's see here. Okay, so you hit it. Oh. It's so weird that he keeps going off for him.
Yeah, so we need to be able to multiply that speed by -1. No, move. I got this, bro. I got this.
We can also just call the enemy AI good enough for now. It doesn't
No,
matter.
bro. I'm cooking, bro. I'm cooking. Let me cook.
Here, get rid of his movement. He's not working movement wise, and just make him have a hitbox. Let him be an obstacle.
The same scale experiment. Put it in language. Then the enemy skills.
Oh, where'd it go? It was supposed to be there. Yeah. I don't know where it went. I think of it in the animation section.
Yeah, this is when put it in language.
Line 15?
Oh, because that one went
Get rid of the animated sprite.2D flip H thing there. We don't need that.
maybe
What do you mean?
We're no longer flipping the sprite. We're flipping it using the scale.
you do that other the else statement too. That would be a good idea.
This is not going to work, boys. I don't know what you guys are cooking
See what
up, but
It's okay. It worked.
boys,
He just throws it back for a second first. It's fine.
boys, it's cooking.
We're not even using equipment. It's fine.
This.
It's coming back.
No, it's
Get
not.
back. Does it get back?
Great work, team. I'm so proud of all of you. This is a fantastic team effort.
Okay, now make him kill you.
Okay, relax, guys. Wait a minute. Relax.
Too much. I want to die.
No. So making him do damage to you is going to be similar to
So easy.
actually. This is the most chaotic way I've ever done this, and I love every second of this.
Get rid of line 11.
Line what?
Get rid of line 11.
Line 11? No, it needs that to travel the other way, though. Get rid of it? Okay. Okay, big boss. Brother has spoken. You broke it. Oh, wait.
There's something wrong. I don't know where it is because technically the rate has should only be triggered once.
So,
Line 11.
you know what, guys? There's a lot of problems here.
Yeah.
But the point is that it works. That has always been the point in any coding scenario ever. The point is you make it first work, you make it work first, and then you come back to it later and then fix it. Right. Okay. We could add either that or we could add some sound effects. You know, this was way better in the video. Wait a minute. I'm out of time here. I got like 10 minutes on it.
Where did I put that bad boy? 10 minutes. Keep going.
Got 5 minutes. All right. We go for another 10 minutes about what the hell audio is. So nice thing about Godot is that if we go into project settings and we auto load, wait a minute. No. I just forgot to make the scene. Huh? So I'm going to be adding music to this. A little bit of music, a little bit of zing to it. You know, you collect a coin, you want to feel accomplished. A little panache, exactly. So nice thing about Godot is that when you can just add an audio stream 2D and it'll just go. We'll put some sound in this. Music, time for adventure. I will play that. And then we should be able to auto load this. So what auto loading is kind of like having a singleton. Anyone know what a singleton is? A singleton is just a file that's globally recognized by everything in the program. So if you have a singleton with health in it, that health should be globally accessible to other functions and other characters. So at this point, we're just gonna auto load this in. There's my music. And then we just enable that. Put it on autoplay. It's playing, but I can't hear nothing. Oh, it's on.
Go. 5 minute music.
Right? So realistically, we should be able to run this scene and have music in the background. So that's a really simple way to, so here's the thing about auto loading, right? So even if I die and the scene is reloaded, it doesn't restart. It just continues on from where it was. So that's a really nice thing.
Okay, so we got music.
Right? Oh, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So within the coin, we can add an audio stream player. Within this, we can add a coin. This, right? So now all we need to do is be able to reference this and just call it. and say, every time it's collected and it's played, just run it. Okay, now we have the audio streamer in there. Audio streaming player to dot play. Queue free? I was gonna say, if you don't know queue free, there might be. There is a way to one-shot this, but we're just gonna test it out like this just to see how it goes. Huh. You want character animations? It looks sad. Okay. Okay, we can add another character animation just for Jose. God. What was it? 4x12? Huh? 8x8? Less cat. We'll go with 12. It's also not changing anything. It just didn't change. So we'll add these. Hopefully it works. Okay. It does work, but we just got to add a new animation. Running. And we go in with the knight, 8x8, and we take all of these. And we'll go. Little guy's running. He's running. He's running. So here's the nice thing about direction, right? So direction can be used as a array, somewhat of like an array. So direction has a -1 value, a 0 value, and a 1 value. So if direction is going to be equals 1, or well, actually a better way to do this is greater than 1. Oh God, greater than 0. And we're going to play, we're going to call this animation in first. God, what am I doing? And hold on. Character Annie dot animation. That ain't right. Yeah. Play run it, right? So realistically, we should be able to, else if direction is smaller than 0, then what am I doing? I'm losing my mind over here, sitting in silence, trying to understand. Let me just try running this real quick, see what happens. Yeah. So we can just do call it the play idle. Okay. Now, now, hold on. I'm finishing this. uh, is greater than 0, smaller than 0. And then character any dot flip h equals true. Realistically, I have no idea what this is doing. Hey, you know what? You know what? This is big. Boys, we're getting somewhere. And then we change this to false and hope. Yeah, boys. Yeah, boys. Self-proclaimed Godot expert. You're welcome. God, get me off.
You guys understand objects, you understand scripts, you understand sound. I think with that, we are going to take our break here. Huge shout out to Brackies for his being the inspiration here, and huge shout out to Hamza here for running us all through that. Yeah, I think obviously like with the practice session tomorrow, if you want to get more familiar with Godot, if anyone's here, we can all sort of work together and sort of collab that way. I think that's the gist of it though. Thank you, Hamza. I'm going to close the stream now and we'll come back in about an hour here for the next lecture.